Hello everyone, welcome to Molehill Mountain episode 324, Andrew here, and you may be thinking, Andrew, you complain incessantly about movie trailers uploaded to YouTube, starting with a few clips of the trailer that you deliberately clicked on so that you could watch it. And further, I hear you say, "Hi Chicago, hi Chaos." And after saying hello, you say, further, because like all smart people, I follow you on Twitter, I saw you complaining about another movie trailer that didn't prefix its trailer with clips from the trailer you were about to watch, but it prefixed its trailer with a title card introducing the trailer and informing you that the trailer that you just clicked on so you could watch it is about to begin. So, in light of that, why do you start your podcast by introducing the name of the show and the episode number and who you are? Don't the people who click on Molehill Mountain episode 324 on the Andrew Eisen channel know who you are and what this is? You hypocrite? Fair question. Hi, Cafe Fox. What the hell is on my shirt? I don't know. Something that will get vacuumed up later. I would say that there's a difference between what's the word I'm looking for? A scripted or prefabricated video and a live stream. For me anyway, I think it's okay, for example, when Nintendo or any of our favorite game publishers host some type of digital presentation that streams live, and it has some sort of title card along with a countdown. That's fine. Because it lets all of us know, we know what we're watching, but we want to know when it's starting. I start streaming a few minutes before I actually start the podcast, and saying, hello, welcome to Molehill Mountain episode whatever, lets you know that we're officially starting now. It also helps me know where to edit the file later. So, I can see your point, but I do see them as two different things. But that leads me to our first topic, which is there's a movie called Teenage Kraken. It's actually not called Teenage Kraken. It's called Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. It's about a woman named Ruby Gillman. She's a Kraken. Can you guess how old she is? Well, somewhere from 13 to 19, I would guess, using the context clues from the title. So, to Universal Pictures' credit, this trailer does not, in fact, start with a few seconds of clips from the trailer that you already decided to watch by clicking on the link that said Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken trailer. That's like buying a DVD or a Blu-ray, and you know how some of them auto-play trailers in front of the... you hit play movie, and it auto-plays trailers for other movies? It would be like, and I've actually seen this happen, it would be like you bought a DVD or a Blu-ray, and you hit play movie, and it plays the trailer for the movie that you're trying to watch on the DVD or Blu-ray that you already purchased. Almost as well, it's actually sillier, but another thing, not quite as silly, is the You know, the FBI don't pirate this thing that you legally own message. Don't tell me that. I bought this thing, you know? It's the pirates who don't have to see this thing because they just chop it out. Lyrically C, haven't seen you in a while. Hello. Anyway, Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, starts with a few seconds of a title card that has the DreamWorks logo and the title art, Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, with a little tentacle underneath. And it says, trailer now. Well, yeah. That's definitely what I expected when I clicked on the YouTube video for Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken Pipe official trailer. That's exactly what I expected to happen, Universal Pictures, is to watch the trailer for Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken now. Certainly, for me anyway, less annoying than clips from the trailer before the trailer that I'm already watching. But still, I don't think it's needed. Now, some of you lovely people on Twitter suggested that this is there for the version of the trailer that runs as a YouTube ad before whatever video you're trying to watch. So maybe you try to watch one of my videos and it plays the Ruby Gillman trailer. Well, you don't. It's like, holy crap, Andrew can animate like nobody's business. Who knew? No. Thanks to the title card, you know it's an ad for the Ruby Gillman trailer. Fair enough. That has utility, I suppose. But you could also make two versions. I mean, couldn't you? Or would YouTube actually charge you? I mean, it wouldn't, would it? I mean, even if it you are paying YouTube to run your ad, right? But uploading your video is free. I mean, it is for me. Universal, are you doing YouTube wrong? Because you could take, you don't even have to render out two separate files. You could upload, you could use the one with the title card and give that to YouTube to run as an ad and upload the same video file to your YouTube channel and then just go into the editor and lop off the first 4 seconds. You could do that. You should do that because when I see your trailer sitting there in my recommend feed, I go, ooh, Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken. Let's see what that is. And I click on it. And then you think you need to take a few seconds to tell me what I just clicked on. It makes me think you think I'm stupid. And that makes me feel bad. You're hurting my feelings, Universal. Stop hurting my fragile little feelings. Please. But, I mean, I'll certainly take that over clips from the trailer in front of the trailer that I'm already watching. So, yeah. Lyrically see a trailer now. Wait, what? You mean I click on a trailer and it's going to play the trailer that I deliberately and specifically clicked on? Maybe they get a lot of feedback. It's like, I clicked on a trailer and the trailer just started and I was caught off guard. Well, we need to do something about that. Maybe. I don't know. And Cafe Fox says, I don't know if you saw the post that me and another guy made. The reason they do this is to bait people flipping through social media to want to watch the whole trailer. You mean for the clip, the few seconds of clips? I don't know. Maybe I just use social media differently, but I mean, I don't understand that. I would need to see or have described a use case, because that still doesn't make any sense to me, because you have to click on, unless something's auto-playing, I guess? Because I don't, nothing auto-plays for me. And if it did, I would find a way to stop it. Because I don't want things to autoplay. I want things to play when I decide they should play. So yes, Cafe Fox, I did see that message from you some time ago, and I imagine you're right. I imagine that caters to how certain users use social media that I don't engage in. And as I've mentioned before, there are probably good reasons for them to do that. I just hate it, and I'm going to continue bitching about it because it annoys me. I would argue that maybe the better thing to do would be, if people are so turned off by your trailer that they literally cannot sit through 4 seconds, hire a better trailer editor. Because if you're losing them in 4 seconds, well, your trailer really sucks. So, get good. Advertising to people with short attention span. It's weird to me. It's like, I mean, if your attention span is so short that you cannot sit through a 2-minute trailer, I genuinely don't see how 4 seconds of clips from the trailer is going to do any good. Like, I don't know. That's a different mentality to me. I mean, it's like people who don't care what is true. I can't wrap my head around that. That's just alien to me. I don't get it. But, you know, I'm not saying there's no reason to do it. All I'm saying is I don't like it. Cafe Fox says same people just flip through their timeline and videos automatically play, so the short video will play Oh, so okay, so the way some people use social media is with auto-playing videos? I'd rather it's like, did you like these 4 seconds? Click here to go to the main video. Like, maybe do 2 versions? Like, if you were entertained by these 4 seconds, go watch the full video. So that I don't... Yeah, cater to me, gosh darn it! Me! If 4 seconds is all anyone's gonna watch, then... You know, just... I just want a version of the... Look, I just want to watch the trailer without watching the trailer before I watch the trailer. I don't want to watch a trailer of the trailer I already decided to watch. I already decided to watch it. So I'm going to keep complaining about it, and someday it'll work. Someday Universal or Sony or someone's going to say, Andrew, thank you for tweeting incessantly at us about this very important issue. We have seen the error of our ways. And even though we have empirical evidence that this, that doing this increases viewer retention, we just can't sleep at night that we're bothering you so. So we will henceforth knock that stuff off. Lyrically, see, I wonder about trailers that have different movie title when the official movie releases. Well, I mean, sometimes they change the name of movies. It happens. Can't think of any recent examples, though. Oh, hey, I got an email. Is it porn? It is! Why do I keep getting porn while I'm podcasting? I mean, how rude would it be to, well, that's really gross. I feel violated by proxy. Gracious me. That one was from Evil Angel. You see, it's funny because there's a juxtaposition, right? Wouldn't it be better if it was like Demon Angel or Evil Good, or I don't know. No, well, I guess we're angel being a word used to describe a very attractive person, but they're evil because they have sex, I guess. Like most every person. The name of that company, I already deleted it. I don't know. The name of that company is saying that humans are evil, and well, they might not be wrong. Yeah, our species, not the greatest track record. There might be other, alien civilizations out in the cosmos somewhere who, watch us on Earth with like a bowl of alien popcorn. It's like, it's terrible, but I just can't look away. It's so horrible. Live, Die, Repeat. Yeah, that was, the hell is the name of that movie? Another one is X-Men 2. At some point, they changed it to X2 X-Men United. Is it another hot questionnaire for free content? No, no questionnaire. At least not that I saw. So, as far as Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, I honestly don't like the character design. Doesn't look very good to me, but I'm probably not the target audience for that, so, Alright, let us, Edge of Tomorrow, Chicago, thank you, that's right. I actually thought Live, Die, Repeat was a tagline for the movie. Edge of Tomorrow, live, die, repeat. Isn't it based on a short story or book or something, and that was the name of it? Anyway, let's talk about Willow. Because Willow came out a couple months ago. It had its 8-episode run, I think. And, of course, this series, based on the film from like 30-some years ago. A movie that is okay. Is it good? It's got a lot to like. It's a fun fantasy movie. It's okay. I enjoyed it well enough. Even rewatched it before the Willow television show. And I was like, yeah, it's solidly okay. So I watched the television show, and I thought it was pretty okay also. I ended it and I said, yeah, it is pretty okay. I enjoy it. I've stuff to nitpick, but overall I found it a pleasant way to spend my evening. So if they make another season of this, yeah, I'll watch it. And then Deadline reported this week that Willow is canceled, and they ain't making any more. So all y'all who liked it can go suck eggs. Whatever that means. Weird expression. I'm sure it's probably a sex thing. If you ever hear a term or phrase and you have no idea what it is, it's probably a sex thing. Let's see. Cafe Fox says, I'm all set. Movie does not look too good, to be honest. Yeah. Cafe Fox also says, I mean, again, they show everything that's going to happen in the movie in the trailer. That is something that I find obnoxious. There are way too many trailers where I look at it and I'm like, well, I've seen the entire movie. I feel like I could literally write the film's script out now. Chicago says, WTF, they canceled Willow? Damn it. Well, maybe not. Deadline did indeed report, in an exclusive, that Willow was canceled after one season, but executive producer John Kasdan got on Twitter to clarify that that may not be precisely accurate. He had a very long comment, but basically what he said is, we're not filming Willow Season 2 this year, so all of the actors who were under contract to return, we released them from their contract so they don't have to sit and spin for a year, because we're definitely not filming Season 2 this year. We do plan to do it at some point. So it's not guaranteed that we will get a Willow Season 2, but it's not definite either, unfortunately. So, Hope springs eternal. I mean, I would love to see more Willow. Do I think the show's fantastic? No. I think it's pretty okay. Does that mean I have very low standards? For some things, sure. Really, what I want is I want a new season of Willow episodes, and I want them all to end with incredibly, distractingly anachronistic needle drops. Because because I think the first two episodes, yeah, they end up that one ends with like a Metallica cover. Soundgarden was one of them, and then by the third, I was like, "What are they doing? This is so weird." And then by the third episode, I was like, "You know what? I actually kind of dig this. Just go wild. I love it. I enjoyed Willow, and I hope they. It's sad we won't get Willow season 2 anytime soon, but I'm glad to hear that it's not definitely canceled. So, shame on Deadline for jumping the gun, but nice of John to hop on Twitter and let us know that it's not dead, it's not canceled, it's just not happening now. So, Lyrically C, did they leave it on a cliffhanger? Yes. They wrapped up the main story arc for season 1, but they definitely did say, and here's where we're going. And then Deadline's like, no, they're not. And then John's like, yeah, we are. I mean, not now, but we will in the future, maybe. So, we'll see. Cafe Fox says, I really like the Black Hole Sun acoustic rendition. Yeah, the Soundgarden one. In fact, I think I did a weekly review of the Willow show, and I think the only thing I bothered reviewing was was the needle drop at the end of the show. Let me see. Let's see. Twitter, why are you not sending these in order? Let's see. So we've got we had a Metallica cover. We had Soundgarden cover. We had I'm a Wanted Man Royal Deluxe song. We had the Springsteen song at Dire Straits. That's right. Beach Boys. Yeah, that was episode 6 or something like that. Which one was it? I don't remember. There's a Beach Boys one. Crimson and Clover was another one. Yeah. So, yeah, and the show was fun, goofy fantasy too. I liked it well enough. So. Hopefully we'll get more Willow. A couple weeks ago, I said to myself, you know what I'm going to watch? I'm going to watch Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Because while I've never seen any of the show, I really like Adventure Time, for example. I just can't get past the aesthetic, the character design and art style. I really don't like it. I find it off-putting. But I've heard from many people that Teen Titans Go to the Movies is just a genuinely really good, really funny movie. And I was like, okay. So I watched it and turned it off after about 25 minutes because I hated it. And then the next day I said, Mal, okay. And I watched the rest of it. Still really don't like it. And I've somewhat blocked it out, so I'm going to have to look up what I said about it. Maybe it jars my memory. Let's see. Oh, hey, back in 2018, I saw the trailer for Teen Titans, and I said, wow, this looks great. I may have to go see this. Never got around to it. I said, there aren't movies I can't sit through, but Teen Titans Go to the Movies is one of them. I could only take 25 minutes. Utterly insufferable. I don't like the art style. I hate the characters. I despise Beast Boy and Starfire's speech patterns. And the jokes aren't funny. Then the next day I said, okay, the broad outline of the story works. I love how genuinely dark the humor gets at times. And musicals make me happy. Although oddly, this one stops being a musical after 3 songs. Weird. But I really dislike all 5 lead characters, and most of the jokes fail to land for me. So, yeah. Teen Titans Go seems to be not for me. I really don't like it. It's not funny. It's, I don't like the characters. Like the 5 lead characters, Robin, Cyborg, Starfire, Purple Cloak Girl, the hell is her name? I know who it is. It's, Raven, I think? Yeah, whatever. Lindy drew a picture of her for the, who won? Was it Chaos? Was it you, Chaos? For the Extra Life charity event. And, the Beast Boy. Is Teen Titans Go still on the air? Asked Cafe Fox. It's been like a decade. I honestly don't know. Lyrically, see, have you ever put a movie on for background noise while cleaning or doing something? No, I don't do that. Nothing wrong with that. That's just not how I work. If a movie's on, I'm sitting down and I'm watching it. I don't do a background noise thing. I know a lot of people like put on podcast. I know some people who actually listen to my streams and podcasts and stuff just while they're doing other things. Which makes me happy because I sometimes wonder, it's like, how can anyone sit there and watch me play a video game for 5 hours? I'm glad many people are doing other things. But yeah, I don't do that. I can't concentrate on some... If there's a podcast or a show on or even music, my ear goes to it and I can't concentrate on what I'm doing. So I'm a one thing at a time kind of guy. I don't play on my phone while I'm watching TV. That's just me. I'm focused on one thing at a time. Which is why streaming is kind of difficult for me. Because I'm trying to stream and pay attention to the chat and be personable and entertaining all simultaneously. It's not easy. There's a knack. Can't say I have it, but there definitely is a knack. The Chaos says, you describe everything I hate about Teen Titans Go. Yeah. Teen Titans series pre-Go was much better. The I guess the non-chibi one, sure. I haven't seen. Yeah, it is Raven. Okay. Chicago says, I'm doing that now. Listen to your podcast while playing Diablo. I do want to give the Teen Titans Go credit. As I said, broad strokes of the story work. The movie is about the Teen Titans, who are just a bunch of goofballs who aren't regarded in the highest of esteem by any of their superhero peers because they're just a bunch of goofballs who don't do anything. They sit around and goof around and watch TV, right? But Robin really wants there to be a movie about him because there's a movie about everyone else. You know, Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, Green Lantern got a movie, Ghost Rider has 2 of them. You know, so he's like, there should be a Robin movie. And there's a really wonderful joke in the film where he's sitting in the theater watching trailers for upcoming superhero films, and there's an upcoming film for Alfred. He's like, wait, the Butler gets a movie? And the funny thing about that is, he didn't get a movie, but he got a TV show, and it's called Pennyworth. And this was 2018, so that came out before that. It also made a joke about they're doing a movie about Batman's car before they're doing a movie about you. And funny enough, I think next year, later this year or next year, they're, again, not a movie, but an animated show about Batman's cars. So, oddly prescient. So the movie is about, this group of characters trying to prove themselves as superheroes so someone will make a movie about them in the broadest strokes. That's a fine premise for a movie. That's great. Fine. I also mentioned that I genuinely love how dark the humor gets at times. The Teen Titans kill people in a G-rated way. They figure out, they're like, hey, here's a thought. If we're the only superhero, spoilers for the movie, I guess. If we're the only superheroes, they have to make movies about us because there's no one else to make movies about. So we're going to travel back in time and prevent all of the superheroes from becoming superheroes. So they stop Krypton from exploding, so little Superman stays there. Okay, that's fine. They throw a... when you buy a 6-pack of soda cans, it has that plastic top, and you're supposed to cut it up so that it doesn't end up in the ocean and strangle seagulls? Well, Beast Boy, or one of them, throws one of those in the drink, and it strangles baby Aquaman to death. Oh my, that's dark. But, that mostly they're saving all the heroes from their traumatic pasts, right? So Krypton doesn't explode anymore, and Kal-El gets to stay with his family. Yay! Aquaman's dead, but no one likes him anyway. They stop the Waynes from going down Crime Alley, so they don't die, so he never becomes Batman. Great. So they go back to the future, actually playing the theme from the Robert Zemeckis movie, which is a Warner Brothers movie. Is it? I don't know. Maybe they own it now. If they didn't own it then. But the whole Back to the Future thing. I'm like, oh hey, Back to the Future thing. Neat. What was this thing? Oh, so they go back to the future and they find out, oh yeah, small flaw in our plan. If there's no superheroes, there's no one to stop all the supervillains. We went back in time when we stopped all the superheroes. We should have probably stopped all the supervillains too. And now there's no theater industry because the Lex Luthor and everyone have flattened the world. Well, poopsicles, guess we're going to have to go back in time and stop Aquaman from strangling in the pop can thing. And we're going to have to make sure Krypton explodes and kills everybody on there, and so that Kal-El gets to Earth. And we're just going to have to shove Martha and John Wayne into Crime Alley so they get shot. Wow. It's impressively dark. Well done, movie. So that's pretty nice. And as I said, I like musicals. And yeah, I wouldn't say the songs are the most successful. They're okay. There's a, the Teen Titans introduce themselves with a song, which is okay. And then there's a I'm at my low point, so we're gonna sing the cheer you up song, and that one's okay, and it's sung by a Care Bear, an off-brand Care Bear who gets run over by a car and dead. Again, impressively dark. And then Robin describes what his Robin movie would be in song. And then they don't do any more songs for the rest of the movie. They get about half an hour in and they're like, not a musical anymore. Other than a Teen Titans theme song reprise, well, 2, possibly 3, reprises at the end of the movie, but I'd say that doesn't count. There's 3 songs. It stops being a musical about a third of the way in. It's very weird. Let's see. Chaos says, this is why I don't stream. I lack the engaging personality. That doesn't stop many of us. Chicago says, Pennyworth? I haven't seen it. I don't know if anyone has. I have no... I know Gotham lasted for like 4 seasons or something like that. Didn't watch that either. But no idea if Pennyworth caught Chaos says Back to the Future was Universal. And see, I didn't think it was Warner Brothers. So I guess they licensed because it's not a it's the I'm pretty if I'm remembering right, it's the theme, and it's like a good 20 seconds of it. It's not like just a quick do 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 and that's it. No, I mean they play it for a little while. So Lee says Batman Beyond is canon now, but from the future. Canon to what? I mean, I like Batman Beyond. I like how they tied it into the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited shows. I thought that was pretty cool. So I did not like Teen Titans Go to the movie. I do like Green Eggs and Ham, though. Because I like eggs and I like ham, and food coloring doesn't have a taste, so if you just want to color eggs and ham, it's just eggs and ham. Hey, you want to do something fun for your kids one morning? Make scrambled eggs, dice some ham in it, put some green food coloring in it. There you go, kids. Green eggs and ham. Maybe they'll be impressed. I don't know. They're young anyway. And if they're familiar with the Dr. Seuss, at least that book. So after watching Teen Titans Go to the movies, I said, okay, let's do something radical. Let's watch Teen Titans Go and DC Superhero Girls Mayhem in the Multiverse. So it's a crossover between Teen Titans Go, which I don't seem to like, and Superhero Girls, the new iteration of it, which I really like. It's really good. I think so, anyway. So, but I was like, I'm probably only going to like half of this, because I'll probably like the Superhero Girls stuff, but I'll probably hate the Teen Titans Go stuff. But what I found was very interesting. Despite it being called Teen Titans Go and DC Superhero Girls Mayhem in the Multiverse, it's not a crossover. It's Teen Titans Present DC Superhero Girls the movie. The Teen Titans are barely in it. They're kind of like, they're in a wraparound segment. They like introduce the movie. The setup is the Teen Titans are sitting in their living room watching the Superhero Girls movie. So they're there at the very beginning, and they essentially pop in the VHS or DVD, whatever the hell format they're watching, and then you get to watch the DC Superhero Girls. And they cut in like once or twice going, hey, are we in this at all? No? Okay. Back to the, the thing that's actually good. And then, of course, there's some dimensional... There's stuff with the Phantom Zone. So they're trying to tunnel through the Phantom Zone into another place. And they end up in Teen Titans Go. So they talk to him for a couple of minutes. And then they leave. And get on with the actual good movie. So how is the DC Superhero Girls movie? It's pretty good. It's just fine. It's got a little Teen Titans Go in it, but you can overlook that. Oddly shaky line work. Don't know what happened there. Maybe it was very low budget. Pretty good movie, though. I enjoyed it. So, yeah. Chaos says, if I'm not mistaken, Pennyworth was canceled recently. Well, I mean, I'd say I never hear anyone talking about it, so must not have been very popular. It's like, well, I mean, not necessarily, because there's a bunch of stuff that's super popular that I never hear anyone, at least online, talking about. Like Yellowstone. That's insanely popular. That's got like 4 damn spin-offs. No one ever talks about that, but tons of people watch it. That thing's a gold mine. So, Twitter, not the greatest litmus test on popularity, but yeah, I don't know if Pennyworth was that popular. Lyrically ceases 3 songs, and that's it? That's like the first half of Scooby-Doo Where Are You episodes from the first season. Lee says new stuff makes them look like little kids, though. Not sure what that's referring to. The Teen Titans Go is definitely a chibi style. So there's that. Chicago says they found out Pennyworth wasn't worth a penny. Perhaps. How are we doing on time? Oh, still got some time. All right. All right. Let's talk about Mandalorian season 3. I don't think it's very good. Before I talk about why, DC superhero girls. I don't know. I think the art style for superhero girls is the new one, not the one that the previous one. That one was generic and very crap. But I actually quite like. I have no idea what they're doing with Karen's Bumblebee. Is it Bumblebee? Her design. She doesn't look human. I don't know what's with that character design. I mean, some of the other characters, what's her name? The Green Lantern, whatever her name is. She's a bit too thin and reedy, but man, I genuinely don't know what the hell they're doing with Karen's character model. But anyway, what was I talking about? Mandalorian season 3, which is not good, but it's only 3 episodes in, and as we all famously remember, I did not like Andor the first 3 episodes and almost gave up on it. And then episode 4 was great, and then the show was great from then on. So maybe Mandalorian season 3 gets good from episode 4 on. So let's preface this discussion, I suppose, with what did I think of the first 2 seasons? Well, I rather liked Mandalorian season 1. I thought it was fun. Mandalorian season 2, little bit of a step back, I thought, but still kept a lot of the charm of the original. Leaned a bit too heavy, I think, on, here's Ahsoka, here's Bo-Katan, here's Boba Fett, here's Luke Skywalker. You know, a little bit too much. Oh, man, we really got to lean into the Clone Wars and bigger... I'm like, I don't mind them being there. It's just... like, tell a good story. If they fit in the story, great. But... there was some great stuff in Season 2. I enjoyed Season 2 overall. Not as much as Season 1, but overall quite liked it. And I suppose since plot happened in Book of Boba Fett, we need to talk about that. Book of Boba Fett is bad, methinks. Not that I didn't enjoy watching it, I just didn't think narratively, from a storytelling perspective, I didn't think it was very good. I thought it narratively did not work at all. But it's got Boba Fett, and it's got... what's her name? Ming-Na Wen? Fennec Shard? Shan? Something like that. She's always awesome. It's got a Rancor in it. Danny Trejo was in it for a couple seconds. That was cool. Boba Fett rides a Rancor, which rampages through Mos Eisley, or Mos Espa, whichever town they're in. There's a gang of young hoodlums who are cyborgs, and they ride around in colorful Vespas. That's fun. There was stuff to like. You know, I mean, it's not like I didn't enjoy watching Book of Boba Fett. It just wasn't very well told as a story to make any damn sense. It used a flashback structure, but its flashbacks did nothing to inform the current timeline. Nothing you learned in the flashback informed or colored how you read what was happening in the present. That's just not very good storytelling. And then it stopped in episode 6 to do Mandalorian season 2.5. Literally, there's like 2 episodes of we're just doing Mandalorian the intermission season now. 2 full episodes. Full of really important stuff. Like if you watched Mandalorian season 1 and 2 and didn't watch Book of Boba Fett and then jumped right into 3, you'd probably be pretty confused. You'd be as confused as other characters in Mandalorian season 3. Like Carl Weathers' character, Grief Karga or whatever his name is, who's like, Mando, I don't get it. I thought you completed your mission. Didn't you, like, drop the little gremlin off with the Jedi and you were done? But, I mean, here you are with me in this place with the little green critter. Again. What are you doing? Resetting the status quo, are you? Don't think this show works without Mandalorian Daddy Din Djarin, whatever his name is, and little baby Yoda? When the characters in your show... See, this is one of the issues I had with Persona 5. When the characters in that game started complaining about how it's boring and there's nothing to do and they really wish that the plot would get going, it's like... Yeah. That's not how you lampshade. You telling the audience you realize there's a problem doesn't fix the problem. Fixing the problem fixes the problem. So you've got characters in Mandalorian Season 3 who are like, why are we doing the same thing? Why are you here? Why is he here? What are we doing? Another thing that's funny is the recap that begins Episode 1 of Mandalorian Season 3 has a bunch of stuff, out of necessity, has a bunch of stuff from Episodes 6 and 7 of Book of Boba Fett. Because a lot of plot happened there. You know, where he talked to what's-her-face, the armorer, and she's like, you are an apostate because you took your helmet off. You've got, that's like mooning somebody. Shame on you. Now you've got to go bathe in the waters, the living waters in the mines of Mandalore to redeem yourself. It's like, oh, okay. But of course, they're afraid that people might skip over that. So this is re-explained again, like within the first 10 minutes of the episode. It's like, oh, okay. For those of you who didn't watch Book of Boba Fett and who didn't watch the recap, here's what's going on. Mandalorian Season 2.5 was good. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, everything with Luke Skywalker sucks, but Mandalorian Season 2.5, absolutely fine. It's fine. It works just fine. It was good. I enjoyed it. It's just weird to have that right in the middle of Book of Boba Fett, because it has absolutely nothing to do. Like the flashbacks, it has almost no bearing on the actual story. It's just, oh, we wanted to start Mandalorian Season 3 here, so we're going to have to use some of Book of Boba Fett to clean some stuff up. So, also, I genuinely don't understand what they're doing with the Luke Skywalker deepfake effects. I mean, the effect is, well, it's better than what it was at the end of Season 2. What they did in Book of Boba Fett was markedly improved, effects-wise, over what they did at the end of Season 2. But my problem is if your deepfake is so bad that it doesn't even look like Mark Hamill, why bother? Just recast the role. Also, the performance, both the physical performance, especially the facial emoting, and the voice is stiff and wooden and boring. Please, please, please stop doing that. Just hire an actor and cast them for the role. It's okay. You can do that. The technology isn't there yet, and that's okay. I mean, if your technology is only good enough to make it look like you recast Mark Hamill, then just recast Mark Hamill! Or get someone who's better at deepfakes, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so how much time has passed? I guess a couple of years? It's not really clear. I mean, Carl Weathers' place has seen some changes. So it seems to have been a couple of years. So I'm guessing, was Baby Yoda being trained by Luke for a couple of years? Or has it been a couple of years since he picked him up from Luke? If that's the case, if the latter, if it's been a couple of years since he picked him up from Luke, like he was only training with Luke for 3 weeks, what have they been doing? And if he was actually training with Luke for a couple of years, did he learn anything? He was there for a couple of years, right? Because he still can't talk. He doesn't seem to have learned anything. I mean, he jumps pretty well. So I guess there's that. Learn to jump. So, in order to go to bathe in the living waters in the deep in the mines of Mandalore, Mandalorian needs to get a droid. And he'll only take one droid, and that's IG not 88. Whatever IG number it was in the first couple episodes of the first season of The Mandalorian. In fact, well, he exploded. Well, yeah, but they got all his parts, and they bronzed him, and they built a statue out of him. Out of the actual parts. Which apparently you can just put back together. And being that droids are functionally sapient, it seems, I don't know why they did that. Like, if I blow up, please don't bronze me and build a statue out of my remains if it's possible to actually put me back together and resuscitate me. Please? So they take down the statue and they start rebuilding him, and that doesn't work. So they take him to the little Babu Fricks, who say, we need a part. And so he goes to Tatooine to talk with, what's her name, Amy Sedaris, and she says, I don't have that part. So he buys an astromech droid. I guess IG-11 or whatever it was wasn't that important. And I don't know why you would need an astromech droid, because you needed something that could spelunk. You were very clear on that point. Astromech droid is... maybe it can fly like R2-D2 revealed he could do in episode 2. I don't know. So they go to Mandalore with their astromech droid, and they go, droid, go see if the air is clean. And the droid gets lost and doesn't come back. So, Mandalorian seals his helmet, gets out of the ship, and goes after the droid. Something he could apparently do the entire time. Don't know why he needed a droid in the first place. I mean, surely whatever function a droid has that can scan the atmosphere to see if it's breathable is something that's like in portable form? Like a Geiger counter? Or a PKE meter? Or is something that's like built into a ship? Doesn't seem to be something that you'd need a droid for. But anyway, his helmet seals, so who cares if the air isn't breathable? You're wearing a helmet. Baby Yoda's little floating baby carriage has a dome on it. It seals itself. It's fine. What is the point? So then he visits Bo-Katan, who lives in a castle and sits on the throne. Doesn't even read a book or play Game Boy. She just sits there, I guess. Mandalorian still can't lift the Darksaber. That was a plot point in 2.5, so you're probably wondering why Mando has trouble lifting the Darksaber when literally no one else seems to have that problem. Moff Gideon didn't have that problem. At least they didn't show him have that problem. Bo-Katan picks it up a couple of times. She doesn't seem to have that problem either. Don't know why Mandalorian is so bad at Darksabering. I'm sure there's a reason. Maybe the show will tell us at some point. I mean, they actually do talk about it in season 2.5. She's like, lore stuff. It's like, oh, well, that seems kind of a... Maybe Moff Gideon, he figured that stuff out, and now you have to figure it. No, it seems like everyone's good at this except him. I don't know. So, looking for the living waters, which is down one straight path. Some cool creature design though. I really like the winged dog lizard things. Those are cool. That eyeball thing in the spider droid mech, that's a really cool design. Really like that. So good stuff there. But anyway, Mando gets captured, so Baby Yoda goes and gets Bo-Katan, and she comes and saves him. And then they find the living waters, and he hops in and sinks like a stone. I guess the armor's very heavy. So Bo-Katan, who has a jetpack on, jumps at belly flops, which is pretty funny. Jumps in after him. Doesn't seem to be that big a deal, again, because the helmet seals, so they can breathe underwater for a while. So he seems unconscious for some reason. Don't know why. He just seemed to drop off a ledge and fell into water. Don't know why he's unconscious. Don't know why he didn't just swim out. Probably because he's unconscious, but don't know why he's unconscious. Anyway, she drags his ass back to the surface, and as she's dragging his ass back to the surface, not getting the bends, because that's how the helmet works, I'm fine with that, there's a mythosaur, which is a big creature that people thought was a myth. Apparently not. There it is. So Bo-Katan thought the mythosaur, like its name would imply, was a myth, but now she's seen one, living in the living waters of the caves of Mandalore. And that means something. I mean, the actor Katie Sackhoff, she's playing it like her faith, the foundation of her very being has been shook to its core. Why? Dunno. My God, if the mythosaur is real, then that means something, I'm sure. Don't know what. Show doesn't say. At least hasn't so far. So anyway, they leave and go join up with the children of the watching something. This is the way, the cult. The religious cult. And she jumped in the living waters and hasn't taken off her helmet yet. So, she's redeemed too. So she's welcome to join the cult. So that's fun. Let's see what the... let's see. Cafe Fox says, these shows have a weird pacing issue with the story. I would say that it's just the storytelling is very, very poor. I don't know if... Is it, what's his name? Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. I think they're doing a lot of the writing. I don't know if they're stretched too thin or if they've lost it, but man, the storytelling is really bad. I wouldn't be so bothered by the fact that we're returning to status quo if the story were any good, but it's not. It's... some of the aerial dogfights, there's some cool creature stuff. Baby Yoda's cute as hell. I know his name is Grogu. I don't care. The ship battle stuff is fun. There's some good stuff. I'm not bored watching it. I'll happily watch the rest of the season. I just wish it were better. It's just not a very good story. Lee says... have you heard that Disney is making a hologram of Walt Disney so people will believe he really existed? I'm not sure how that would help because it's still not real. That would be like making a hologram of Superman and say, see, he really existed. Well, I mean, we have video footage of Walt Disney. Lots of video footage. He hosted a television show, built a whole park. We've got... Walt, I don't know why that would... Who doesn't believe Walt Disney existed? When did this happen? I did not hear that, Lee. No. Lee says the Yoda species can live a pretty long life, so he's got lots of time. Well, sure, but it makes even with something that lives for 900 years, it doesn't make sense that they're a literal infant for 50 years. I mean, even if you scale the even if you scale that lifespan, Baby Yoda should be about 18. You know, I think they mentioned he was like 50 years old. There is no reason for any organism to be a helpless infant for 50 years. That's absurd. It would be very surprising for a species to actually succeed if its infants are helpless for multiple decades. I mean, there's a on this planet there are a lot of mammals that mama poops them out, and they're like baby giraffes. Baby giraffes are walking pretty much a couple of minutes after being birthed. We humans don't manage that. No, we are completely helpless for years, but not 50 years. You know, you've got some pretty self-sufficient 4-year-olds. Particularly in areas of this planet where they need to be. But infants, human infants, they are helpless. Absolutely useless. They can't do anything. It's just weird. I mean, it's a fantasy show. Who cares? But it is weird. It's like, why is this character 50 years old and still can't talk? Hey, it walks around just fine. You know? I mean, it seems to have the actions and mentality of like a 6-year-old, but with our species anyway, maybe Baby Yoda has a learning disability or some type of impairment that prevents him from speaking, or learning, whatever synapses connect to make speech easy is just not connected in his little brain. Who knows? Don't know. I wish Star Wars finally gave a name to the Yoda species, though. So I would imagine it's got some fan name, like. Let's Wikipedia this shit. Let's see. Does the Yoda species actually have a name? The species' homeworld and name are unknown. They're ancient and shrouded in mystery. The fan community didn't want to make it up, and apparently none of the extended universe did either. Okay, fair enough. I don't blame them. It's fine. Whole sub-story for nothing. I don't know which one you're referring to, but yes, there's been a couple of those. The whole IG whatever one, that one is completely ignored. Okay, fine. It's weird to me that it's like, are you telling me that all of the children of the Watchers or whatever it is, the Mandalorian cult, they're like, Mandalore's been poisoned, you can't go back. It's like, did anyone try? Like, there's no long-range scanners? Like, no one actually just... you've got the sealed helmets. You didn't just go down there and check? Literally no one went down there and checked? Don't y'all feel foolish now, because it's not poisoned. It's perfectly fine. Literally nobody went to Mandalore to check in all these years? Really? I mean, I know it's a fantasy show. I don't have a problem with the big mythosaur. I got a problem with literally no one went to check. Something that's super important to their religion and their culture. And not a single damn one of them actually went and checked at any point. That's weird to me. That's the kind of thing, I'll excuse a lot. I'll suspend my disbelief for the sake of a fun story. But man, that doesn't make any sense. Unless there's a throwaway line that I missed. And, let me know in the chat or the comments if I did. Chicago says, maybe he regressed and mentally stayed an infant from trauma. He did survive Vader killing all the Jedi in the temple. Did he? Well, okay. Sure. Maybe. I'd buy that. Sure. But it doesn't seem like that's on the show's mind. It seems like it's like, nah, he's just cute this way. And He is. But I want sassy teen Grogu. You're not my father. So when little baby Yoda finally gets his Mandalorian helmet, is it going to have cutouts that his ears stick out of, or is it going to have big metal things that his ears slide into? That's what I'm waiting to see. Because the Mandalorian is ultimately going to refer to Baby Yoda, not Pedro Pascal's character, right? Baby Yoda is the Mandalorian. That's where this is going. Let's see. For the long time, I thought Baby Yoda was the last of his species, but with this new one coming out, I'm guessing there's more. Says like, hey, Jared. Jared's here and says, I would argue that pacing is part of good storytelling. Oh, I would too. But I would too. Yes, I agree with that. I don't know that I'd say that pacing is the immediate issue that's making the storytelling bad in Season 3. So far, again, maybe they'll turn it around. Which brings us to Episode 3, which is very interesting. Oh, by the way, Children of the Watch. Number one, I love your awesome, colorful, different Mandalorian armors. That's super cool. Love that. Maybe find somewhere else to do your baptisms. If megalodon-sized alligators are there and like to eat people, maybe find a better place. Seems. Did you guys not know that was there? Boy, how horrible would that be? Like, someone's doing a baptism and an alligator shows up and just starts munching. Oh, it's terrible. If you ever seen the movie Alligator, that pretty good movie. Gator gets flushed down the toilet, comes into toxic waste, becomes giant gator, goes on a rampage, and there's some great stuff. There's a great rampage at a wedding. Is Robert Forster in that one? Can't remember. There's a wonderful bit where there's a little girl, a small child on a diving board, and she's like, no, I don't want to jump in the water, it's scary, and they turn on the pool lights, and there's the alligator's just falls in. It's a wonderful movie. Alligator 2, The Mutation, not so much, but the first one's genuinely good. I like that movie. By the way, my dad was, I don't know why he had access to it. My dad worked for a moving company, and at the warehouse that he was working out of, they had the alligator from Alligator in the warehouse. So there's a picture of baby me, like little 1-2-year-old infant, probably 1 or less, because it's infant Andrew, laying in the open maw of the alligator movie prop that they used for the I'll have to see if I can find that. There's definitely no digital copy of that. That's a regular photo. I don't think I have that. I've seen it though. It's pretty cool. Anyway, just you'll have to take my word for it. I don't have proof of that. Sorry. I am Grogu, says Chicago. When he finally speaks, he's gonna have a deep, menacing voice. That'd be funny. Grogu's first words, Daddy. It's like, oh God. But with the Yoda speak, Grogu, I am. Daddy, you are. Be like, what? It's not cute anymore. Make it stop. You've ruined the entire series. Lee says, do you think Lucas is still having something to do with Star Wars? Probably not. Jared says, so in episodic media, I think that pacing is one try. Oh, I do too. Bad pacing is bad writing. Yes, I definitely agree with that, but I also do think that you can have something where the pacing is fine, but the storytelling is still not well done. And I don't think the pacing is the problem here. Your mileage may vary, of course, but for me, it's not the. Although, granted, if you're bored and you're like, would you please get to something interesting? You could call that a pacing issue, but everywhere we've gotten to is just not well constructed. So the pacing isn't, in this case, the thing that's concerning me. But you know, but bad pacing is certainly, I agree, part of bad storytelling. Let's see. Lee says you're in your 40s and baby you is with it. Wow, that's old. Yeah, well, yeah, that was very early 80s. When was Alligator? Let's see. 1980, yeah. So the film definitely would have been shot, and they were probably moving it into story. I was right. Robert Forster, yes. Watch Alligator. It's good. Anyway, let's see. There's just something. There is just something adding, subtracting, and jumping around with the stories that I've noticed. Chaos says he should talk weird like Yoda. Yeah, I agree. Off-putting, says Cafe Fox, but not bad per se. So, okay, we get to episode 3, and 3 does something different. Instead of resetting the Mandalorian to the status quo, which appears to be the goal of the first 2 episodes of Mandalorian Season 3, Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 3 is like, you know what? Andor was really good. We should do that. And they do. Not as well. So, Episode 3 primarily follows... Hey, you remember that doctor cloning dude who was working with Moff Gideon, who was stealing Baby Yoda's blood to make a clone army of Force droids or something? Yeah. Apparently the New Republic is doing like an Operation Paperclip kind of thing, and we're trying to rehabilitate and make use of the expertise of various Empire employees. Although, technically, the Empire was ended, so, I mean, he was working for Moff Gideon, but the Empire was gone at that point, so, whatever. So he's in some type of rehabilitation program that the New Republic is running, and he is trying to go on the straight and narrow, but man, he just really wants to do that cloning stuff. So one of his other former Empire friends, who was, I guess, the communications officer on Gideon's ship, I honestly don't remember her, but I'm sure she was there at some point. She says, you know what? Taking orders and not questioning them is what we did with the Empire. And that was bad, yo. So, you want to clone for good, though. So, we should break, not quarantine, but we're confined to this area. We're going to go outside our designated area, and we're going to go get you some lab stuff so that you can do stuff for the royalty, or for the New Republic, because it would be a good thing. And she convinces him, and they go on an adventure to a Star Destroyer scrapyard, and they find some stuff, and they bond, and they become friends, and then she betrays him. And he gets his mind wiped by the New Republic. So, I'm not clear as what happened here. So, why did she betray him? Does he know something about her that she can't risk getting out, so she wipes his mind? Is she an officer with the New Republic? She doesn't seem to be. She seems to be in the same boat. She just turned him in for brownie points? Is that how that works? Is she just an asshole? Is this just really bad storytelling? I don't know. Maybe we'll learn something next week that will recontextualize everything in a most narratively pleasing manner. I hope so. Performances are good, sequences are fun, but, I mean, if her whole deal was to get him to do a bad thing so that he'd get mind flayed, she really went overboard with it. Because she convinces him to sneak out of town, and it's like, I mean, you could have just turned him in there. Because there were the droids on the tram looking for tickets. And you snuck onto the tram and you didn't have any tickets. You could have just turned him in there. But nope, we risked our lives to jump off the tram, which really should have probably got them both killed. And then walk all the way to the Star Destroyer and break in, and then pack a bag, and then leave, and then get caught. Why? I mean, maybe she wasn't planning on getting caught. She just is like, oh no, I'm turning this guy in, honestly. But that's not how it's played. That doesn't appear to be what happened. But anyway, the reason I was relating this to Andor is a lot of it with him working in a cubicle doing menial tasks that he's far too qualified for. Very reminiscent of Cyril or whatever his name was. The not an Empire dude, but some local cop dude who is trying to get into the Empire's good graces, trying to find Andor, and he gets demoted, and then he gets thrown in a cubicle, and that it seems like they're trying to do that, just not very well. And there's also some genuine thematic things that are kind of weird. Like, what are we trying to say here, Episode 3? Because the thematic takeaway could be read that Nazis and not Nazis, they're both kind of the same, right? You know, how the Nazis, the Empire, they did all this bad stuff. They just expect you to follow orders, and they mind flayed you. And look at the New Republic, the not Nazis, they're doing the same thing. So Nazis and not Nazis, they're just kind of the same, aren't they? No! No, show. I really hope that's not what you're going for, because no. Good God, no. It's like, you know what? The Nazis were really just misunderstood. Yeah, if we are compassionate and take the time, it's like, no. The Nazis shouldn't really face consequences for their actions. We could use them and make the... No! What are you doing? Now, the writing in this show, in my opinion anyway, is so bad, I genuinely don't believe that's what they're going for. It's an unfortunate takeaway that one could take away from the thematic presentation of the show, but I don't think that's what's intended. For what it's worth, but it is kind of weird. It's really, really weird. I mean, it's like showrunners. You are aware that the Empire are Nazis, right? I mean, right? You've seen the uniforms, right? I mean, they're not just fascists, they're literally Nazis, right? You've seen the logos and the uniforms. Literally call them stormtroopers. This is not subtle, guys. It's very, very sad if you miss this, you silly showrunners, you. But Baby Yoda's very cute, so, that goes a long way. Let's see, Cass says 1980, before I was even born. 1980, alligator, yeah, 1980 was the year I was born. So the photo of me laying in the alligator's mouth would have been probably very late 80 or 80, somewhere in 81, after the movie had already been completed and the alligator prop was in storage. It's a really cool picture. I probably won't. But maybe, I'll drag down my yearbook and see if I have that picture. I don't think I do. But would be cool. If I have it, I'm probably not going to look. Let's see. Jared says, haven't watched since I want to wait till it's finished and potential pacing issue that can. Oh shit. Well, I just kind of spoiled things there, Jared. Sorry about that. So, well, I mean, I don't know how many episodes Mandalorian season 3 is, but as I said before, I'm in the minority opinion on this one. I didn't like the first 3 episodes of Andor. I thought it was really boring. Not poorly done, just I wasn't into it. But episode 4 and on, I thought was great. One of my favorite shows from last year. Maybe Mandalorian turns around this week. Hope so. I'd rather like things than not like them. But so far, not very good. My humble opinion. Very humble. Extremely humble. Let's see. Cafe Fox. Yeah, what did she gain by taking advantage of him? I don't know. I'm sure something. I would imagine will hopefully something that makes sense. But yeah, it seems just kind of weird. Oh my gosh, she betrayed him. It's like, okay, but why? How? Why did she do it like that? I mean, she's clearly not going to be able to keep the box of science stuff, right? I mean, right? I mean, the whole thing feels like a setup. Because she takes the box of the science supplies that they gathered from and walks away with it to, like, she told them beforehand that maybe her job in the New Republic rehabilitation facility is to ferret out people who would go astray. I don't know. But so he's being mind flayed, which is, they stick his head in a machine to make him more compliant. But for some reason, the guy at the control panel says, she says, hey, he's my friend. I'd like to be here with him. He says, okay, I'll leave the room then. And then she jacks up the control so it just kind of fries his brain, I guess. Okay, so that would lead me to believe that he knows something that she can't risk getting out? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe it was an order from Moff Gideon. And he's protecting himself through her. I don't know. Also, why does the dial go up to lethal levels? Why is that even an option? Have you ever seen Final Destination 4, I think? Is the one with the LASIK eye surgery that goes bad? Yeah. That's not how those lasers work. They're not that powerful. The eyeball lasers, they can't actually cut through your face. It's not how they work. Why would they go up the... Oh, shoot! That LASIK eye laser dial, that goes up to 11. Yeah, it really shouldn't, come to think of it. Why does the Mind Flayer dial go up that high? Why did we let it... Why did the control operator leave the room with essentially a convict? An old Empire person, an old Nazi. Ah, she looks trustworthy. What? Those are nitpicks. I don't really care about that. I just care about what does the mythosaur mean to Bo-Katan? Don't know. So I don't care. Why is what's her face why did she go to the time and expense and potentially risk of going through this incredibly convoluted way to wipe this one guy's mind? Don't know. So it just comes off as weird. And also the whole episode it's got some thematically problematic elements. Again, I don't think that any of that's the intention, but I think they were just trying to. That's like, oh man, that whole thing with Cyril and the I think they were just trying to copy something that worked really well in Andor without understanding why it worked. See, the thing is, Cyril, the dude from Andor, is not sympathetic. He's a slimy loser. He is a bad guy. And he should make you uncomfortable. You know, he's not the hero. He's not a misunderstood... He's a bad guy. Like showrunners, you understand that, right? Right? Like, even... what's her name? The gal he's infatuated with in that show. Even she's creeped out. She's the bad guy, and she's creeped out by him. Again, it's not subtle. Let's see. Caffey Fox. Also, he kind of reminded me of the guy who played Daredevil. Must be the glasses and the beard. Okay. Chicago, what if she had planned this from the beginning? Get the gear she knows he needs, get his mind flayed, then befriend empty-minded Doctor. Show him his work and have him continue it. Well, I mean, he would have done that anyway? I mean, that's what he got the gear for? So, I don't know. Interesting thoughts. Jared says, I think the message that they are trying to convey is that any group has the potential to do evil. And you don't care about the spoilers, you'll probably forget. Okay. Yeah, I agree, Jared. I don't think, if my guess is what they're going for is not both sides. Am I right? Probably not what they're going for. They're probably going for something more along the lines of how easy it is to become the enemy. You know, you fight your enemy so long you become that which you hate. You know, that kind of an idea. It's like, yes, we toppled the evil empire, but look how easily we just fill in the same shoes. So, yeah, Jared, I think that's probably more what they're getting at, but I think it takes more specificity and elegance than what was on display with this episode. So, Cafe Fox says, I'm thinking they just took the device from the Empire without updating the knob limitations. I mean, it's like, oh, this is an Empire mind flayer. It's like, oh, we don't use it to flay minds. Just give a little tickle. It's like, yeah, I mean, you probably should, weapons, old war weapons that we plan on not using anymore. We decommission them. We don't just set them to the side with a sticky note that says "Do not use." They're literally disabled and decommissioned, so they won't work. The New Republic does things its own way, though. Yeah. Ooh, got a new email. Is it more porn? No, it's just some boring stuff from LinkedIn. Oh well. Well, that's the podcast, friends. I hope you had fun listening to me complain about Star Wars for 40 minutes. I always plan to keep these to an hour, and I'm like, I don't have that many topics. Surely I'll be done in like 40 minutes. I'll have to work to fill time. No, I am a verbose, rambly son of a gun. I have no problem filling time. For those who didn't see, I did an extra couple hours of Trails from Zero this week. Didn't really progress the story any. We just talked to everybody in Crossbell and the Maine's mining village and beat up some abyss worms and fall eagles or whatever on that little side path that ran up there. Tomorrow, we are going to head south to the hospital, and we're going to talk to everyone there. And then we're going to do the East Crossbell. I'm pointing the wrong way. The East Crossbell Highway and the West. Yeah, East-West. Actually, that is East. The East Crossbell Highway out at the Tangrim Gate, whichever direction that is. And then the other highway is the Bell something Gate. I don't remember. And then we'll, once we're done with that, we'll head on up to Armorica Village where our urgent quest waits and has been waiting for like 2 weeks. So, I just saw, a trailer for another Trails game, Legend of Someone. I think it has a B in it. What the hell is it called? Let's see. Trails Legend of something. Legend of Nayuta, Boundless Trails. So apparently that's coming out this summer, I guess. Let's see. By the, end of the year sometime. Okay. Let's see. Where does this fall in the timeline? It, apparently this comes between the Crossbell and Cold Steel arcs, so is this one I need to play too? Because I'm looking at the timeline of Trails releases, and I'm looking at Ease versus Trails in the Sky, and number one, that's a PSP exclusive, and number two, that's like a Smash Brothers crossover fighting game, from what I understand. So, side game not related to main series. That's fine, but should I play it anyway? I don't know. We'll see. It'll definitely be out by the time I finish Trails to Azure, because we'll be lucky if we get through Zero this year. I don't know. We'll probably finish Zero by the end of summer, I would think. Then again, I have absolutely no idea how long the game is. I mean, I've been playing it for 50 some odd hours, and we're still at the beginning of Chapter 2, so no idea. These games seem to usually have around 5 or so chapters, so yeah, I'm very slow. It's a live action game. Do you mean the combat's not turn based? Is that what you mean? But anyway, regardless, I'm having a ton of fun with the Trails games, and we'll be playing some more Trails from Zero tomorrow, noon Pacific Standard Time. So please feel free to hop on by and watch as I speak to everyone in the entire state of Crossbell. They will all know our name. Oh, I did do some Sepith grinding, and I have my orbments laid out a little bit differently. I also advanced the levels a little bit. So I did learn a couple more crafts, so we'll play with those. Think I bought new armor, because I was using the stuff I got from the casino still. So we bought everyone some new threads. Different game formula? Okay. Well, we've got Zero and Azure to get through before we decide whether we do Nayuta or jump straight into Cold Steel. So, that's it for tonight, everyone. Yes, I'm hungry. I must eat dinner. Closer to Ease than Trails? Oh, okay. Interesting. Alright, so I am out. Hope you all have an excellent evening, and I'll hope to see you tomorrow for some Trails from Zero. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.